And welcome back. It's now time to check back in with Tom over at Hy-Vee on Sunshine.
So Tom, what are they teaching you about now?
You know, first of all, we learned that Yuengling is in town, so you know that. But the other thing is, when you look around here, this is not some little kind of on the side room. This is a full-blown wine, spirits department, beer. Well, Darren's with me, so he's going to tell us all about that sort of stuff. This really is a place where you can see so many different varieties of wine, beer, spirits.
Absolutely. So we have a beer cave in the very back of the store, which is where we keep all of our beer cold. And we have just a smattering of everything in there. In the department, we also have a humidor, a walk-in humidor, I should say.
Yes, it's right off in the corner here, and it's a pretty good size over there.
And we sell a ton of cigars out of there because it's just fun to go in there, and people are encouraged to buy. We also have a first-to-market wine cellar inside of the store, and it's a really big wine cellar too. So although we have plenty of stuff out here, I keep the very high dollar stuff locked away in there, and I think the most expensive bottle we have in there right now is about $800 a bottle.
Yeah, I mean, for the real wine aficionado, you've got it covered, you really do.
But it's stored with perfect humidity and temperature control.
Exactly, and you know, putting the words beer and cave together, it kind of works out nice. So there's a whole beer cave over here. Now we've got a few things in front of us here. Why don't we talk a little bit about these? Because first of all, I mean, you've got one bottle on the end, but I got a bunch of bottles on this end.
Yeah, so this is a fun one. Hy-Vee is first to market with this particular product. It's On the Rocks, which is a popular pre-made cocktail brand. And this one is a Midori Sour. Perfect for the upcoming holiday, St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
It's got that beautiful Midori color. So you can find these at either of the Hy-Vee stores, and I believe that's it right now.
Okay.
They'll be made available, I'm sure, at other places. But for now, we've got it locked down.
Kind of a nice St. Patty's Day idea.
And it is a limited release.
Okay, and talk about another special.
Yeah, so
right over here.
This one came in last week also. This is Conor McGregor's Proper 12 Apple, which is made available this week.
Okay.
I tried it, and if you like the Crown Apple flavor, this is also something else to try that is in the same wheelhouse as that. But they did a great job with this one.
All right, and next to that?
Jameson, which is your classic pour of an Irish whiskey for St. Patrick's Day, and probably the most popular one at that.
That name has been around for a long. Most things that come out of Scotland and Britain, and they're usually old school, about as old school as you get.
Yeah, generational.
Yes. Exactly.
So this is something fun for the St. Patrick's Day holiday, as is the Smithwick's, which is an Irish red beer, or red ale. It's a fantastic color, also a very nice mellow finish, not a whole lot of hops in this particular beer.
Okay.
So that's for that crowd. And then probably the most famous exported beer from Ireland is Guinness.
Absolutely.
And Guinness is the dark beer. But, you know, as dark as it is, when you taste it, it's actually kind of light on the palate.
That's true. It is not what it looks. You expect this heavy beer, very dark, and it's just kind of nice. Yeah. It can be just kind of a sipping beer if you like that.
Yeah, and we spoke just recently about Yuengling's Black and Tan.
Right.
And the classic recipe for a Black and Tan is actually Guinness and another beer called Harp. And you mix them half and half, and they layer on top of one another. And the Harp will lighten up the Guinness a little bit, but I don't know that it necessarily needs lightening.
All right.
And lastly,
there's a classic right here.
The Bailey's Irish Cream, which is a lovely cordial to try on ice, or you can blend it with ice cream. But a lot of times it's used as some kind of a dessert course or after dinner drink.
Yeah, throw in a little coffee or something like that. It's
a little
pretty
coffee,
good.
A little coffee in the morning if you want to get things started on the right.
Hey, how can people keep track of everything that you have to offer in this section of Hy-Vee?
Well, they can always ask for help. There's usually one or two of us on hand to help people navigate the department, because it is a big department.
Yes, it is.
And I'm happy to report that we come available to the public with a wealth of knowledge. I've been in the business for about 25 years.
That I know. That I know. And you know, you were telling me this release is a big one for you as well.
Yeah, it's the largest beer release I've ever personally bought for a store. Usually when something is released, I'll buy a case of it, or a pallet of it, which is 52 cases. For this release, I think I bought 6.
So it's a big deal for him as well as for any beer aficionado in Missouri. Darren, always good to talk with you.
With pleasure, Tom.
Come and see him at Hy-Vee. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, lots of great options over there for celebrating this weekend or next weekend or whatever that looks like for you for St. Patrick's Day. So go check out Hy-Vee.